This is something that all of us, all of the human race have got it completely wrong. It's the concept of like being yourself. Have you ever had a time when you were either like waiting in line, you're in an elevator, or in some sort of a place where you're in face to face with a baby, like you're making eye contact with a baby, and like the baby is like on his or her mom, and then you're in the back and you see the baby, and then you just like look at it, and then the baby's like looking at you. Sometimes the baby is just like staring at you like that, or maybe the baby is smiling at you, which is even better. Or sometimes the baby is laughing because he seems to be so excited by just seeing your face. And have you ever looked at it and thought like, what is this that this baby have that I don't have? Okay, actually that's a powerful question to ask, because that baby has not been affected by social conditioning yet. That baby doesn't know the rules in the society. Okay, so that baby doesn't have all these rules that the baby made up in his head, like, okay, I'm not supposed to do this to a stranger. And because of that, when you see that baby, what you're experiencing this is so pure. In other words, that is you at a core. I mean, in that situation, that is what you saw as a baby at its core. You come back in 10 years, you look at the same baby, you're not going to see the baby at this core. You're going to see the baby with a lot of conditioning in his or her brain. So, but when you're 2 years old, when you're 1 year old, you don't have that conditioning yet. And that state of pureness, that is what it means to actually be yourself. But we confuse it. A lot of behaviors that you and I have right now, we think that this is just the way I am. I've always been like this. What is all this? First of all, let me ask you, what is all this? When was the last memory of you with that thought? You were not born like that, I can guarantee you that. It is at one point in your life when you started adopting all these societal rules, which by the way is amazing, because otherwise the society would be a mess with lacking all these rules. But once all these rules got into your head, you started developing the infamous ego, okay? And then every behavior is scanned through these ego lenses, and that's how it's projected through the world. Every responses that you have, every statements that you have, everything that comes out of your mouth, every non-verbal communication, non-verbal cues, everything is acting out of ego. Maybe not all the time, of course, but there is a general ego behind it, and we've been practicing it for so long. The last time you didn't practice is probably when you were that baby on your mom looking at somewhere in the back. But once you're past that stage, you've been doing it for so long that if I tell you right now, man, that's ego, you're acting through ego, you're like, no, I'm not acting through ego. And the saddest part is you're not even lying. You actually think that you're not acting through ego, but you just don't realize that you've been doing it for so long that you can't recognize what is ego and what's not. Okay? So that is what it means to be yourself. Who were you at a core without any other external belief, external conditioning? The little central you at a real core. That's you. Okay? So our goal, me and you should be aiming to get in touch more of what is there, what was there. Like, how did I feel back then? And it doesn't mean that you have to like act like a clown, or actually that's pretty cool. It doesn't mean that you have to act like a baby, even though that's pretty cool. I mean, you could still act like an adult and still bring awareness to your inner core, your inner beliefs, like not false beliefs. I'm not talking about false beliefs. I'm talking about you from that real core essence. That is you. Get in touch with that, because then you can say, okay, this is probably what it means to be